pregnancy is very challenging for me emotionally. You need money to have a child. You need money, period. It was unique, and I don't want to act like an expert and say, oh, my relationship is perfect, but to me it is perfect. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought I would do a Q&A. This is so overdue. This video is supposed to go up on Sunday, but it didn't, so I'm really sorry for the late upload. And this was also originally supposed to be a mukbang. Then I realized that I don't like it when someone eats and talks at the same time. I think it's quite rude. Plus I'm very self-conscious about that, so I just wanted to save myself the embarrassment. But I am going to be answering some questions that quite a few people asked me on Instagram. I put up an ask me anything question thing sometime last week, so I'm going to be getting to all of that. But before we can get started, please make sure that you are subscribed, thumbs up this video, leave me any other questions that you might have for me in the comment section below, and don't forget to check me out on my socials. I'm at G. So yeah, let's get started. Also, the questions are on my phone. So yeah, first thing, I thought I'll go through my outfit details. I'm wearing pajamas. I got these from Superbalist. You're gonna see them in the next vlog somewhere. And then I have two Alice bands on because I thought they would look nice stacked up. The pearl one is from Mr. Price. The black with the pearl is from Contempo. And I just have my earrings from H&M and my watch. I'm still to do my nails. I think I'm gonna go after this. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so bumpers out, as you can see. Let's just begin there. Let me update you. So I'm looking at my phone, double checking. This week I am 38 weeks and 2 days. We are getting there. So it's almost due date, and it says that the baby is as big as a mini watermelon. So yeah, anyway, so I'm just gonna start with the questions because I feel like I'm gonna end up rambling. And then, so the first question was, are you up for making new friends, or are you good with your circle? With this question, I think it's so tricky. I am definitely up for making friends, but I feel like I just expect too much from people. Yeah, so it doesn't really end up working out the way I would like it to work out. So for me, I treat my friendships like a relationship. So I'm someone who's constantly checking in and trying to see how you're doing and whatever. And if it's someone that's around, then I will be constantly suggesting activities or whatever. So when I feel like my energy is not reciprocated, I feel very demoralized and I just withdraw from that situation. But that is after asking multiple times. Like, I hate it when I'm always the one who's initiating conversation, initiating activities. It's just, I don't like a one-sided relationship, because a friendship is a relationship. So yes, I am up for making friends, because most of my friends don't live here. I have very few friends. I have less than 5 friends here, so that can get very tricky for me, because I also don't see them a lot because they work a 9 to 5 and they have their own schedules. So yeah, I'm definitely up for making friends. However, I just expect a lot from someone who I call a friend, if that makes sense. And then somebody else asked me, are you going to have a white wedding? Never. So this is such a long story, but I'm gonna try to be precise as much as I can. So firstly, I'm a black person, obviously, and my partner is black. So with that, there's a lot of cultural things that need to be observed before the white wedding or whatever wedding that is. So you do the lobola thing, and then you do mbondo, and then it's just a lot. There's a lot of things that need to be done in the Zulu culture because I'm married into the Zulu culture. So it's not a matter of, oh, let's do a white wedding or whatever. It's just a lot of things that need to be done before then. And with us, we're not in a rush for the big day. The most important thing is observing the culture and doing things the right way, because the wedding is essentially just a party. And for us, yes, we would love a wedding, but most important thing is making sure the cultural things are done appropriately in the right way, and they are not rushed, because those are the things that matter the most. So yeah, yes, I will have a wedding. And also, I don't think I'll have a white wedding. I'll have a traditional Zulu wedding, but I will have a gown. I'll incorporate some things in there, and then maybe I'd have a white wedding for like an anniversary or something. So yeah. Someone asked me, how is pregnancy treating you? Don't you feel tired most of the time? I think I do feel exhausted quite easily, yes, but it's not like all day every day. You know what I'm saying? Some days are better, some days are worse, but for the most part I'm not just exhausted, like every single day. Pregnancy is very challenging for me emotionally. I think it just toys with my emotions so much, because I am someone who's quite emotional. Even pre-pregnancy, like before my period would come, I would just be emotional and miserable and just ugh. So now that I'm pregnant, those emotions have just gotten more intensified. But I've also realized that some of the things that can physically like weigh me down are also emotionally connected. So if my spirit and my emotions are not in line and are not feeling good, then I'm just tired, I don't do anything, you know what I'm saying? So it's very much connected. Pregnancy is challenging, but it's not like, but I mean, I'm tired now, due date needs to come. And then someone said, I'm not mentioning the people's names in case they want to remain anonymous. She said, hey Mrs. Mom, how's married life? Hey girl, for me, married life is amazing in the sense that the partnership that comes with it, the support, the security, and I'm not talking about financial security, but how you feel emotional security, and you feel like, I know this person, this is my person, like, yeah, I know what I'm saying. So for me, I would say it's been really, really good so far, but also it's a lot of work, because your relationship, I've come to realize that you put a lot of work in it for it to be the way that you want it to be. So for me, before all of this happened, I imagined the type of life I wanted to have, the type of relationship that I wanted to have. The type of relationship I wanted to have, the type of marriage I wanted to have, and those things don't just happen like in the movies. I've been watching, what's this thing called, this new series, Bridgerton, and everyone's like, we signed up, blah blah blah. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Marriage is a lot of work, especially because we've been together for a long time. We've been together since I was in high school. So we've been together for a long time. It's not like new love, but in order for you to consistently have that love or that spark, you need to work on it. Sorry about that. I think that as a woman in the relationship, you have a big role to play in that, because you are the one that nurtures and guides how the relationship is going to go, if that makes sense. Because as much as men can say, oh, the man is the head or whatever, I feel like as a woman, you lead so many things that are intangible, but the way the home is, the way the relationship is with your partner, with your family, with your in-laws, it is engineered by you. I'm rambling, but yeah. The next question is, what made you start your YouTube channel? So for me, when I was in university, I discovered YouTube, and at that time I was watching Shirley B. and Yang. I was so in love with her. I was so inspired. So from the time that I started watching YouTube, I was inspired by all these UK girls who were creating content with the lookbooks, and I was so inspired. I was so in love with everything that they did, and just everything about everything. I loved it so much, and I wanted to start it from there, but I was so engulfed in my studies. My studies took up so much time, plus I didn't have equipment, so I made excuses for years to be like, I don't have a camera, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, of which I just delayed myself, and I hate myself for delaying it so much, because when you decide to start something, you start with whatever you have. And when I did eventually start my YouTube channel, I started with my phone. I've spoken about this before. I began with recording videos on my phone, and then within a few months I upgraded to this camera right now that I use, which is a Canon 2000D. So yeah, I've always had a passion for creation and just being creative and expressing myself creatively, especially because the degree that I did was so academic, and my life was just academic, so the other side of my life was just not being nourished, and I've always wanted an outlet to be able to express myself in that. So that's a very long answer, but someone also asked, what did you study? Are you planning on being a full-time YouTuber? So I got my degree from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. I finished matric in 2012, and then I finished my degree in 2017, I think. I'm not sure, but I took 4 years to complete my degree, because after first year I changed it. So yeah, I did a Bachelor of Social Science in Geography and Environmental Management. So I am an environmentalist by profession. And then she's asking, are you planning on being a full-time YouTuber? I am a full-time YouTuber. For those of you that I don't know, I'm a full-time content creator. I've had other jobs before this, but again, they made me miserable. I was always miserable because I always knew in my heart of hearts that I wanted to work from home. I enjoy working from home. I don't like the hustle and bustle of having to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and then going to work, and it just gives me anxiety. I feel stressed, because I think 2 years ago I had a job in Sandton, and I would have to wake up at 5 a.m. and take the train every day. It was exhausting. And seeing all these corporate people, I just felt like I didn't belong there. I didn't fit there. Like, I was so exhausted. I was so miserable, so emotional. Girl. But anyway, yes, I'm a full-time YouTuber. Okay, and then this one girl had like so many questions for me, so I'm gonna read all of them. Oh, someone else asked me, are you a full-time YouTuber or is this a side hustle? I'm a full-time YouTuber, guys. I've dedicated myself to my channel and all of that. So this lady asked me 4 questions. What contraceptives will you be using after birth? Was your pregnancy planned? Are you planning to have a natural birth, water birth, or C-section? How long will you be staying with your mom? Will baby daddy be there? So this is all from one person. So she's asking, was your pregnancy planned? Yes, it was. I did not have an oops baby. And again, I've addressed this before in my other Q&A, so make sure that you check it out. In my pregnancy announcement video, yes. And then she's asking, was your pregnancy planned? Yes, it was planned. I was off birth control for the whole of last year. So last year was 2020, right? Yes. So from January I wasn't taking any contraceptives, and then I got pregnant in the middle of the year. So it took about more or less 6 months or something. So yeah. And then what contraceptives will you be using after birth? I don't know, but before I was using Yaz, of which I'm not sure what I'm gonna use next, because I don't know which contraceptives are better. If you've just had a baby, how does that work? Do you go back to the same thing or whatever? I'll consult with the doctor, but I definitely will go back. And then she's asked, are you planning to have a natural birth? What about the C-section? Natural birth, definitely, that's what we're aiming for. I am scared of giving birth. That has not changed. There's so many trucks going by. Yes, so I'm planning to have a natural birth. I'm definitely getting an epidural because I'm so scared of the whole thing. Please pray for me. And then she said, how long will you be staying with your mom? Will your baby daddy be there? So I think I will be at home until I feel fit. There is no set time, but I'm giving myself a month max to be on maternity leave or whatever. No, baby daddy will not be there, but he will come to visit. The man needs to work, need money, but he will be like coming around or whatever, but he's not gonna be, he still needs to work. He won't be on maternity leave because I'll be in Eastern Cape, guys. And then someone else said, your latest video with the heartbreak emoji, and then she said, I'm so sorry I had a bad doctor last moment, but you look good. Thank you so much. I know, I'm also so bummed, and there's so many of you who responded to the whole doctor thing. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm not going to be changing the doctor. I'm exhausted, guys. I just want to do this, get it over and done with, move on with my life, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like changing doctors complicates everything, because then you still have to get another transfer, and it's a lot of admin that I'm not up for. So yeah. And then, what did you study in uni? I did Bachelor of Social Science in Geography and Environmental Management. A lot of people are curious about this. And then she said, in some of your videos I see you drinking coffee, or is it decaf? It's normal coffee. I know all of you guys, well, people who comment on the whole coffee thing are like, you should drink decaf or whatever. I'm not gonna change. Like, I appreciate the recommendation, but I'm not gonna change it now. Like, I'm almost due, I'm not gonna change it. And someone commented, she was like, please change to decaf. Caffeine's not good for the fetus, the baby, or whatever. I appreciate your concern, but I'm not gonna change it, you know. It's like too little too late. So more questions. I think a lot of people are just curious on the whole pregnancy thing. She said, what are your thoughts on planned pregnancy in the early 20s when one is still living with parents? Okay, so before I was pregnant, I'm not someone who's been like obsessed with children, and someone would be like, I want to be a mom, I want to have X so many kids or whatever. It was like, I'll have kids when it happens. If I don't have kids, then it's fine also, you know what I'm saying? With that said, when I got pregnant, it was planned, it was a long discussion, because yeah, there's just a lot that goes into having a child, raising a child. So yeah, I don't think age really matters when it comes to having children. I don't mean that you should be a teenager and you should be pregnant, but I'm saying in your 20s or 30s or whatever, I don't think it really matters what age you have children. I just think that you need to be fit to have a child. With that, you need to be financially ready, you need to be emotionally ready, you need to be physically ready to have that child, raise that child, provide for that child and yourself, and have your shit together. So with that, I wouldn't advise having a child when you're still staying with your parents, because that simply means that you're not financially ready, you know what I'm saying, because you're still living with your parents, in my opinion. Also, as much as the child is yours, we cannot deny that us as black people, these things are a big deal to us. When you have a child, whether you are actually financially fit, but when you have a child and in your early 20s and you're not married, it's still like, ooh, you know, it's still a taboo. So you still need to consider how your family is going to react to it. If it's something you want to discuss with them prior and just be like, listen, I want to have a child, I don't necessarily want to have a baby daddy, you know what I'm saying, I just want to have a child for myself at this age. So have an open discussion about it with your parents, but definitely be financially ready. I think it's so irresponsible to have a child and then we are unable to provide for them, and emotionally also you are unavailable for them. So money talks. You need money to have a child. You need money, period. So very long answer, but yeah. Okay, and then what did you and your when did you and your hub start dating? How did you meet? This is another question. A lot of people are curious about my relationship. Which is quite interesting. We started dating in 2011. I was in grade 11. He was in first or second year of university. We met at a modeling agency. He was a runway model. I was an aspiring runway model because I'm quite short. He's much taller than me. Yeah, that's how we met. He was in my face, basically. He was in my face the whole time. But yeah, we've been through this dating thing. So we started dating when we were babies ourselves. Oh my god, it's so funny. Maybe one day I'll ask him if can we film a video on the whole dating thing and how it was when we started versus now. So yeah, it's been it's gonna be 9 years. Oh my god. In March. Anyway, any side business ideas that you can recommend? No, I cannot recommend anything. I think having a business is something that should be personal to you, to your interests, to your goals. So that's something that you have to think through with yourself as to what your strengths and weaknesses are. No one can recommend a side business to you. Okay, someone says it's not a question. I love your decor and style. Wish you an awesome remainder of your pregnancy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, please share what you use for pregnancy stretch marks. Guys, I've shared this so much in my vlogs, and anyway, I will share it again. I've been using the Bond natural oils. I'm also using that in conjunction with olive oil. And in the previous video, a lot of you recommended that I also get the magnolia oil from Pep, so I will also be getting that today after this, I think. So yeah, I'm using all the oils, but I think it's trial and error when it comes to stretch marks. There's a lot you can do to try and prevent them, but at the end of the day, they will come. I'm sorry this sounds so pessimistic, but I think that it just depends on you. Like, some people, they can do nothing and they won't get them, and some people will do the most and they'll still get them, you know what I'm saying? And also it just depends on how big or small your stomach gets, you know. My stomach has expanded a lot in the last few weeks, very rapidly. So yeah, as you can see even now. More questions. At how many weeks did you start feeling significant kicks? I can't remember at how many weeks because I wasn't sure at first. At first I just thought it was my stomach being funny, you know, because the kicks were so faint until I had to listen and really concentrate, and then I realized, oh, this is actually what the kicking is. But also she was just so calm and gentle for the most part. It was like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, will you be having a pregnancy shoot? Hopefully, but I'm really not sure. But I hope that I will. But I'm not sure. There's a lot going on, you know. There's COVID. I'm exhausted. There's just a lot, but we'll see. How do you maintain a strong relationship with your partner? This is something that I've touched with when it comes to marriage. You design the kind of relationship that you want. For me, I want a passionate and romantic relationship. That means celebrating every milestone, no matter how big or small it is. Showing your partner that you love them constantly, making them feel that they are important in your life, and definitely not taking each other for granted. Some people want a relationship that's just like, he buys me nice things or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then they will overlook a partner who's not emotionally there, who's not physically there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not what is important in their relationship. So for me, I fight for my relationship. When I see that it's taking a tangent, then I bring it back. It's a lot of work, because I just think that everyone in life wants to feel like they matter to someone, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're in a romantic relationship or not. So you getting into the habit of celebrating and paying attention to your partner is like a muscle. You flex it, the more you use it, the more it grows, the more naturally it comes. So showing an interest in their interest, showing an interest in their work, following up on small things that they may mention or whatever. Like if they say that they're starting gym and you are supposed to be there to encourage them, you know what I'm saying? So you design the type of relationship that you want from the beginning, and you express your expectations from the beginning. So this is what I expect, this is what I tolerate, this is what I don't tolerate, this is my deal breaker, and all of that. So, and also don't ever think that you know your partner, you have them figured out. Being in a relationship means that you are constantly learning them, and I think that's the key. Don't think that you have them figured out. You can never figure out a human being because they are so dynamic and they change so much. But yeah, I have so much opinions on relationships, but yeah, it's not something that I like to dwell on because I think everyone's relationship is unique, and I don't want to act like an expert and say, oh, my relationship is perfect, but to me it is perfect. It is perfect because it's the constant work in progress. It's never, I will never say that I have it figured out, but I will fight for the direction that I wanted to go. Anyway, I'm rambling. And then she said, another one said, hey, how old are you? I'm 25, going to be 26 next month. My birthday is in the 23rd of March. I'm in Aries. How many kids are you and Babe planning to have? We are good with the one. This is something we've spoken about again, over and over again. We don't want a lot of kids because children require a lot, not just financially, but emotionally and physically. And so next question is, how old are you? Are you married? How did you know you're ready to be a mom and a wife? So I'm 25, turning 26, as I've mentioned. Are you married? Yes, I am. I'm engaged to be married. But I feel like I'm married. And how did you know you're ready to be a mom and a wife? Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep this answer as concise as possible. Firstly, we have dated for a long time, so this is something that we spoke about before it even happened. I think a lot of times as females, we have this idea of how things should be, and we tend to romanticize everything, and then when it doesn't work out, it's just like, oh, it's the end, you know what I'm saying? So we expect things to be like the movies. So with that, I just feel like just get that out of your head. How did I know I was ready to be a mom and a wife? We spoke about it over and over and over and over again until we agreed on the same terms and conditions, if that makes sense. So before the whole Lobola thing happened, again, we spoke about it. He had expressed long before, he was like, I want us to get married, but I was just like, no, wait, you know what I'm saying? So we discussed it and discussed it and discussed it in length, in a lot of depth, and until we came to the same understanding. Because I think most people, when the whole getting married process starts, they have a lot of expectations. They don't express those expectations, and then that's where it seems like the relationship is going downhill. So for instance, let's say if your guy decides to say, okay, let's get married, and then he gives you a really expensive ring, but then he doesn't do the right thing in accordance to your family and culturally, and I'm speaking about this as a black person again, which means that or whatever the case may be, you might clash with that, because he's just gonna be like, oh, but I've spent X amount of money in this ring, let's say 50,000 rand in this ring, I'm not gonna go gigging or whatever, or he might not see it as a priority because he just bought you a ring, of which at home, at your house, they don't recognize you as someone who's engaged because they don't know your partner, and that ring means nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important to talk things through constantly. So for me, we had a timeline of, okay, we'd like this to happen by this time, we'd like this to happen by this time, we'd like this to happen by this time. So it was never a surprise that, ta-da, you're gonna be a mom, ta-da, you're gonna be a wife. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a movie. It was just like two grown people discussing it, saying what they're comfortable with, the deadlines, making sure that my family is ready, making sure that his family is ready, making sure that we are both ready, and being on the same page of what is going to change now that we are in a union, what is going to stay the same. Because some people, once you get married, they'll be like, oh, you can't go out with your friends, oh, you can't wear shorts, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Of which big fights happen, and then you end up divorcing within 2 years or something. So discussed it at length. That's how I knew I was ready. And then she said, hey, please share what you use for pregnancy stretch marks. Oh, I think I've said this before, but I use the Bond natural oils, and I'm tired of addressing this. But yeah, I think those are all the questions. Yo. And then someone also sent me a DM. They said, gosh, you make pregnancy being so cool. Hey, thank you. But I think pregnancy is not about being cool or whatever. It's about being ready to be a mom, and it's about being ready to give yourself to someone else, because when you have a baby, you are literally giving yourself to that baby, your time, your milk, yourself, your emotions, because you are their whole world. So, and a lot of you have been like, oh, you make me want to fall pregnant, and I say this to each and every single one of you, no. Don't be pregnant. Don't become pregnant because of someone else. Become pregnant because you are ready, and you know that that's something that you planned for and that will fulfill you. Yeah. But yeah, I think I've rambled on for far too long. I'm sorry if this video is very long, but I'm trying to explain everything as clearly and as simple as I possibly can. If there is another topic that you would like me to talk about, let me know in the comment section below. If you have more questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thumbs up this video, subscribe. I don't know why you guys are not subscribed. Subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to follow me on my socials. I'm at Pilela G on Instagram, Pilela Godwana on Facebook, and I've recently started TikTok. I'm not sure how it works. Like, I don't even know what's happening, but it's Pilela Godwana. Make sure that you check me out there, and I'll see you next time.